Hi everyone, welcome to this tutorial. I'm going to be introducing to you some basic Microsoft Excel features which I think are useful for teachers. In order to follow along this tutorial, I would recommend that you download the Excel file in the description box below. These are the assumptions for this tutorial. I assume that you guys have basic knowledge of Microsoft Excel. This tutorial may not be applicable to Apple numbers or other spreadsheet software. Here are the things that we're going to be covering in this video tutorial. Inserting filter is extremely easy. All you need to do is go to Sort and Filter and select Filter. As you can see, the filter has been inserted for you. What you can do with this is that you can see specific students. For example, this student, Michael, what is his score for assignment 1. If you want to remove it, all you need to do is clear filter. What about the students with the highest score? 4.5. His name is Victor. Similarly, if you want to remove it, just select clear filter and the filter is gone. If you want to remove the filter, it's again very simple. Just go back to Sort and Filter and select filter and the filter is gone. Here we would like to identify some basic statistics about our data over here. Specifically, we would like to find out the minimum score, maximum, as well as the average. There are basically two ways for you to get the answers. The first way is to use formula. Whenever you use a formula in Excel, you always start with an equal sign. And the formula for minimum is MIN. You click on it and you select the numbers that you would like to evaluate. So the minimum score for assignment number 1 is 2.5, which is here, Jenny. What about the maximum score? The formula is MAX, 4.5, which is here. And what about the average? The formula for average is equals average. Select all this. So the average score is 3.56. This is the first approach. The second approach is easier and it's quicker. All you need to do is, first of all, select all the numbers or assignment 1 that you would like to evaluate, and you observe at the bottom over here, you get the average, which is 3.55, which is correct, right? Similar to the first approach. If you want to find the minimum and maximum, all you need to do is right click on this section, check on minimum and maximum, and you get the answer at the bottom. The COUNTIF function is used to count the number of cells that satisfy certain criteria. For example, we would like to count the number of students who got less than 2 for assignment 1. This is how you do it. The range that we would like to evaluate are the assignment 1, and the criteria is less than 2. So there are no students who got less than 2 for assignment 1. What about less than 3? Only one student got less than 3, which is Jenny. What about 4 or higher? So there are 4 students who got 4 or higher. They are Michael, Victor, Jason, and Michelle. The frequency function is used to calculate the number of students who fall within a range. For example, we would like to calculate the number of students who scored between 0 to 39, 40 to 49, and so on. The bin here is basically the upper limit of each range. Bin number 39 means that the student scored between 0 to 39. 49 means the score is between 40 to 49. 59 means 50 to 59, and so on. The frequency function is a bit special. Before you insert the formula, you need to select all the cells where you want the output to be inserted. I want the output to be inserted in all these cells. Once I've done that, I will go on and insert the formula equals to frequency. The data array means the score that I would like to evaluate. These are the scores that I would like to evaluate, comma. The bins array is basically the upper bound of each range, and I insert a close back bracket. Now, the next step that you need to do is to press Ctrl, Shift, and Enter. You can see that the frequency for each range has been shown on the screen. The number of students who got 0 to 39 is 1. If you look at the data, the student is here, 26. There are 2 students who got 40 to 49, this student as well as this student. We would like to visualize the distribution of the scores. We can do this by inserting a chart. First of all, we need to select the x-axis and the y-axis. Then we go to Insert. We insert a column or a bar chart. Here, we would like to insert a 2D column chart. As you can see, the frequency distribution is shown in the form of a chart. We can actually give more details to this chart. For example, we can insert the x-axis label and the y-axis label. So axis titles. The title is number of students. Range of scores. And the title of this chart could be frequency distribution. We can change the axis. We right click, format axis. We change the units, major units, to 1. So every increment is an increment of 1. There you go. This is the frequency distribution of the scores. Sometimes you are given the student ID information, but without the email addresses. Fortunately, some universities uses the student ID as part of their email address. Based on this information, we can actually derive the email address of each student. What we are trying to do here is that we are trying to append the student ID with the email address by using the ampersand sign. This is the email address of the student. We can apply this formula to other students as well. You left click on your mouse, hold on it, and drag it down. This is the email address of all students. we have the total score achieved by each student, and we would like to assign a grade based on the score that the student achieved. For example, if the student score 80 or above, then he will get grade A. 75 here means that the student scored between 75 and 79, then he gets A minus. 70 to 74 means B plus, and so on. We can achieve this by using the VLOOKUP function. This is the formula for VLOOKUP. So we want to look up a value, right? The value has to be the score, which is B2, right? So based on this score, we would like to assign a grade to this student, comma. The table array refers to the score distribution table, which is this one. Okay, so we want to do a search on this table to find out 77.09 deserves what grade. Okay, comma. The column index number means that based on this table, what you would like to return to this cell. Our objective is to return the grade, so this grade here is in column number 2. Now, the first column is score, the second column is the grade. And we close the bracket and we press enter. So as you can see, this student with a score of 77.09 deserves grade A minus because his score actually falls within this range, so A minus. We can apply this formula to all other students. So we just move our mouse cursor to this cell and we double click on this. As you can see, right, so some students has gotten their grade, some returns an error message. So we need to investigate what is this error all about. So as you can see the formula here, so we are trying to do a lookup on B2, which is this one, and we are referring to this table F1 to G12, which is correct. Now let's take a look at the second entry, this student. So we are doing a search on B3, the score 81, which is correct, but the table has changed. So we are doing a search from F2 to G13. So as you can see, when the formula is being copied to a different cells, the address changes. Look at item number 3. So B4, F3, G14, so which is this one, F3, G14. And when you come to this student over here, so the reference is F9, G20. So F9 is here, G20 is here. So when you reach this row, you are actually doing a search within this section, which is incorrect. So that is why you miss the grade for this student. 64.46 is actually a B minus range. So there is actually an error with your formula. So how do we solve this problem? We can actually prevent this part of your formula from changing, right, by using the dollar sign, the US dollar sign. So we can insert a US dollar sign between F1 and G12. So this will actually prevent the address from being changed. All right, so we apply this new formula to all other cells. And as you can see, this is the result that we want. And we have successfully assigned a grade to all the students. We would like to know the number of students who got grade A, A minus, B plus, and so on. We can use the COUNTIF function to do the calculation. This is the formula, COUNTIF. The range that we would like to evaluate is column C. These are the grade information, comma. The criteria for this cell is grade A. Enter. So there are 17 students who got grade A. What about A minus? we apply the formula, we copy it over, and we change the criteria to A minus, 61 students, B plus, 81 students. You can do the same for all other grades. Now, we would like to visualize the grade distribution. The best way to do this is by inserting a chart. First of all, we select the x-axis and the y-axis. Then we go to Insert. We choose a 2D column chart. As you can see, this is the chart that shows the grade distribution of this particular course. We can change the title, ENGG. You can basically give it a name that is suitable to your application. We can insert the axis title. Students. For the x-axis, I think we don't need the title. This is the chart that shows the grade distribution for the course ENGG 1000.